Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, happy Hump Day. This is Andrea David, also known as Realtor in the Loop, and today I have an amazing guest. I wanted to bring this Wednesday a little reset for you if you haven't been as good at working out or doing good eating choices. I want to bring you guys somebody that's going to inspire you to stay committed. And today we have Kelsey. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday to y'all. My name is Kelsey Lane Davidson, and I am a strength and conditioning coach that offers in-person and online training. So I have a master's degree in kinesiology, focusing in sports science and biomechanics. I have been training full-time for about a year, but I have been training in some capacity for the last 10. In addition, I was an athlete growing up, so it kind of was a natural progression to where I am now. And so now, with everything going on, I have been offering free live workouts 3 times a week so that people have options for themselves during this time. And also, so that way they have something they can follow, because I know a lot of people are lost during this moment.
Yes, I know. So for me, the first week of quarantine, which was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I had gone from, I do this course called Steer where we do a class workout, and it was early in the morning. I would go at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and it would help me jumpstart my day. So I had that energy from other people and that competition from other people. And then it was just gone like that. My boyfriend too, he was working from home. So all that week I did not work out, and I made really poor eating decisions. With you having so much experience, I'm sure you deal with a range of people, types of commitments, or types of people that like to work out differently. What do you recommend for someone that needs help staying committed?
Gotcha. So I think the biggest thing we need to start with right now is we have all got to give ourselves a little slack in this situation. There's a lot of people that can't work out like they normally do. They don't have the supplies that they normally have or the equipment they would like to have during this time. And so we have got to give ourselves a little grace, and understanding it's going to take a minute to figure it out. I would have to say it took me about a good week to figure out what I was going to do with myself, because I was used to being out of the house 60, 80 hours a week. And now I'm in the house all the hours of the week. And so it took me a little while to set myself up a routine and a schedule and start to figure out what would make me feel good. I think the first thing people can do after grace is to give themselves a schedule, and have somebody else know what that schedule is, especially with their workouts. So if they are used to being in a group setting, maybe you have a group of friends that you guys can FaceTime or Zoom together when you work out. Another great option is everybody and their dog that has skills is doing live workouts right now. I am one of them, but there's plenty, if you don't like how I teach or train, that you can join and you can do live. I saw a story the other day and I thought this was brilliant. There was a friend group. They were FaceTiming each other, but then they had their laptop open for what they were doing together. So they were watching the same video, so that way they could work out together at the same time.
Yeah.
Another great option could be, if you have somebody that you trust that you would rather work with, to ask them if they would consider doing a Zoom live workout if you want to be able to contribute to it. Because sometimes an Instagram or Facebook seems very one way. And a lot of times if you go, hey, have you ever considered doing a Zoom or a FaceTime or something like that, you might be surprised they actually may be really open to it. That's actually something I'm exploring right now with a lot of my audiences, see if they are open to Zoom workouts, so that way they can hear me and I can hear them and provide them.
Right. There's a sense of like more accountability, because I do see free, like I love Black Swan. They do lives, and I have a lot of friends doing live workouts, but it's easy for me like next, like I'll just do it later. But when you have somebody that's like, hey, I'm meeting you at this time, Zoom, then you feel more of like that pressure of like, no, I told them, I promised them that I would be there. So
Yeah,
I think
and
that's a great idea.
I think the other thing that we have got to consider during this time is it's not going to be easy. you're actually going to have to put an effort to make this happen for yourself at the same time. Because it's easy to go to a class and then you're already instant in that situation.
Right.
But with us being home, it's actually going to take some effort. But I think the thing that we need to remember is that you made a promise to yourself to take care of yourself. So every time you don't do that, you're just putting more doubt in yourself that you can do this. And also, keeping a promise to yourself is probably more important than any promise you have out there. And so that is one thing that you have got to make an effort to, and just try different things till you figure out what works. I mean, the first time you started trying different foods, you probably didn't like most of what you did
Yeah.
or ate. So why would we expect the same thing with working out at home? So it just takes some time. And then I know a lot of people are struggling with eating right now and having a lot of their normal foods out of the way, and or can't get a hold of them. So I know a lot of people are stressed out about that, but I think there's some foundational pieces that I'd like to share, if you're okay with that, that can help
Yeah.
people during this time.
Yes, yes. This is what it's about right now.
Okay. So the first thing is you've got to be drinking some water. If you're not drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water, get on that train and stay on it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Have a bottle of water on your desk that you know how much is in it and you know how many you need to go through.
Yeah.
If you're struggling with working, you look up and you're like, oh my God, it's 5 o'clock and I got here at 8. I don't know what happened. Set an alarm to go off to remind you to get up out of your chair, drink some water, move around, eat something just like you would if you were at your normal setting. It's just you're going to have to create triggers here in your home because you don't have people walking in on you for the most part, unless you have children or dogs or those natural triggers to remind you,
Yeah.
hey, I should probably stop. So you're going to have to create that. The other things that you can do during this time is, instead of being like, oh, I can't find that specific food, make it a game to eat the colors of the rainbow with your fruits and vegetables. So make sure you're eating your yellows, your oranges, your greens, your blues, your purples, your blacks, your whites, as best you can with what you can find.
Okay.
And add some diversity to there and make that a game while making sure you're getting some proteins and some fats. You should never demonize any food groups unless you have an allergy at that point. Just do the best you can at this point, because we all innately know what our body wants. It's just we are finally to a point where we have the least amount of distractions to actually know whether we're actually hungry or thirsty or we need to move. I mean, if you have not moved out of your chair in 3 days and your body aches, that is your body asking for you to
Oh
get
my
out of the
God.
stinking chair and
Yes.
go do something. If you are hungry and you're like, man, I'm more hungry than I've ever been in my entire life while at home, what is going on? Maybe for the first time in your entire life, your body can be like, okay, you're finally paying attention to me. You actually are hearing me say, I am hungry, feed me, because we don't have all these distractions. And that comes back to that grace piece that you're going to have to relearn yourself at this whole point. And also to have grace that your body's going to change during this time. Not that it's a bad change, but it's going to be a change because what we are going through is completely different. How we're working out is completely different. And so we just have to have some grace with that and just do the best you can. As long as you're taking steps every day to take care of yourself during this situation, move your body, feed your body, water your body, go to sleep and sleep 8 hours. Nobody has an excuse to
Yes.
sleep 8 hours right now because most of you are not commuting unless you're an essential worker, and they legally cannot work you more than 16 hours a day because you have to go home and sleep at some point. So I do not want to hear any excuses why you cannot sleep 8 hours, because you can, I'm sorry, I love you, whoever I'm talking to on the other line, but you can shove it. You can go home and get some sleep right now. Turn off your phone, turn off your electronics, and go to sleep.
Right.
You'll
It's
be so shocked how
disconnecting.
good you feel.
I think for me, sometimes going to sleep and feeling anxious or stressed. So finding ways to either meditate at night again or read a book to
Oh,
get off
yeah.
the socials. But I've had some times where I'm like, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. Like, why haven't I been able to sleep? So
Mm-hmm.
it's what you're saying, learning, relearning what works for you.
Definitely. And some things that you can do that'll help you sleep. Number one, get outside and get some vitamin D. That actually helps reset your body biological clock and actually help your body create
Wow.
melatonin in itself, because it knows, oh, it's daytime, or this is the time I'm supposed to be awake. So open up your curtains and stuff if you can. Go outside for a walk for 10 minutes while it's sunny, and that'll help. The second thing you can do is eliminate your screen time close to bed. within an hour or so of going to bed, have no screen time if at all humanly possible. And if you have to have screen time, if you're one of those that has to have the TV on or your iPad or whatever the case may be, something you might consider is turning off the blue light feature if you have
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah.
The other
I
thing
love
is
that
setting a
feature.
timer or look at a music app. The third thing you can do is if you are anxious, you can meditate like Drea suggested. The other option is to journal and journal your fears out, and not just like, I'm going to spend 5 minutes journaling. No, like spend like a good 10 or 15 minutes journaling out your fears and then reading through that and see the reality of like, oh, this may be not as bad as I think it is, or just the fact that you got all of that out of your system.
Yeah.
You can actually focus. The fourth thing you can do is make sure you take time to move your body. A lot of time we can't sleep is because we did not do enough for ourselves. So we're actually not physically tired at that point. And the last thing is to get out of bed. If you're still awake after being in bed for an hour or two, get out of bed, no screen time, go do something else. Go clean around your house, get out of your bedroom so that way your bedroom stays as that place of intimacy and sleep. It does not become a space of work or other activities. Your body, it's a signaling process to your body that, oh, when I'm here, I'm coming to rest or have intimacy. That's it. And then it allows your body to have those systems in place so that way you can have a restful night's sleep.
Oh, this is great information. I'm taking a lot away from it that I felt a little lost thinking like, oh, stick with what I'm used to sticking and it's not working. So I'm definitely going to take a lot of those tips and put them into my daily activity and action. I appreciate so much your time. You guys, Kelsey is on the socials. Please follow her. She is doing lives on Instagram 3 times a week and posting daily information as well as encouragement. Um, please tell us, what is your Instagram name and your Facebook if people want to go ahead and follow you, or YouTube?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm on all the socials. I'll share the primary. So my Instagram is Kelsey Lane Fitness, K Kels. Oh my God, I can't even spell my own.
I can type it.
KelseyLane Fitness. Same thing on Facebook, but you can find my page on there. I interact on there. I also have a podcast called Be Unapologetically You Radio. You can just search that and it'll come right up. And I'm also on YouTube under Kelsey Lane Davidson. There's going to be some new stuff coming up right now as well. And the last thing I want to offer y'all is if you go to my Facebook page or my Instagram, there's a link on there for you to join my email list. I'm sending out on Sundays the week's worth of workouts.
Oh,
So, and that's completely free, plus some things that you can do to take care of yourself during this week and other times. So that way you're constantly having good information coming to you and it's not this constant bombardment of negativity. I'm trying to be a light of positivity and education during this time.
exactly. And that's what I wanted to bring to you guys, is that information and positivity. So please go ahead and follow her and stay tuned for future interviews. Thank you. Happy
Thank you.
Wednesday.
Y'all have a wonderful day.